Napoli midfielder Vic Kvaratskhelia addressed the fans of the Neapolitan team after the return match with Milan in the quarter-finals of the Champions League. "It's hard for me to see your eyes full of tears, realizing that I could not bring you happiness. I will do my best to learn from today's experience. I am deeply sorry and absolutely grateful for your support, which I feel every second. I love you all and I promise that we will come back stronger. There are a lot of matches ahead." So the dream continues, Kvaratskhelia wrote on his social network. Milan reached the semi-finals of the tournament. Pioli's words were stronger than the opponent in the sum of 2 matches, 2:1. Barcelona are interested in buying Liverpool defender Trent Alexander-Arnold in the upcoming transfer window, as reported by Fichajes with reference to Team Talk. The head coach of the Catalan club Xavi has already appealed to the president of Barcelona, Joan Laporte, with a request to sign the player in defense. One of the candidates desired by the coach is Alexander-Arnold. Barcelona expects Liverpool to miss the 2023/2024 European Cup season, which will help the Catalans sign a player at a reduced price this season. The 24-year-old defender has played 39 games in all competitions, scored 3 goals and provided 6 assists. His contract with Liverpool is valid until the summer of 2025. The Transfermarkt portal estimates the player's value at €65 million. The judges of La Liga and Segunda can organize a boycott of tournaments due to criticism, according to COPE. At the upcoming meeting, the referees will discuss a possible boycott of matches, which will lead to the suspension of the Spanish leagues. This may become a protest action against criticism and hostility directed at the arbitrators. One of the reasons for the meeting was the recent attack on referee Antonio Pozzo in Ceuta. A group of players of the Palillas youth team and their relatives attacked the referee at the end of the match with Calavera, and after the game beat the referee outside the stadium, causing him various injuries. Milan reached the semi-finals of the Champions League, beating Napoli in the one-quarter final on aggregate with a score of 2-1. The first match was held in Milan and ended with a minimal victory for Milan, 1-0. In the second leg, held in Naples, a draw was recorded, 1-1. The Rossoneri reached the semi-finals of the Champions League for the 7th time in history, which is a repeat of the Italian record. Juventus also managed to reach the semi-finals of the tournament, held since the 1992/1993 season, 7 times. Milan coach Stefano Pioli commented on his team's entry into the Champions League semi-finals. "We well remember the game with Rio Avenue, with which our European journey began. Everyone considered us underdogs, but we deservedly went further. The advantage in the score after the first match helped us on the one hand and restrained us on the other. Given the presence of Osimhen on the field, we decided to lower the defensive line lower and give the ball to Napoli. We controlled the ball less than we should have. But I would like to thank the players for their dedication. Most likely, there will be a derby with Inter. We are in the semi-finals. There are no weak opponents here. We have done a lot and we don't want to stop." Football Italia quotes Pioli as saying. The second leg of the Champions League quarter-finals, in which Chelsea hosted Real Madrid, ended with a 2-0 victory for the guests and the exit of the cream in the semi-finals of the tournament. Over the past 13 seasons, Real Madrid has reached the semi-finals of the main European club tournament 11 times. The Royal Club completed participation in the tournament at an earlier stage in the 2018/2019 season, losing to Ajax in the 1/8 finals, as well as in the 2019/2020 season, losing to Manchester City. Real Madrid has reached the one-half finals of the Champions League 11 times in the last 13 seasons. This will be the 9th Champions League semi-final for Real Madrid head coach Carlo Ancelotti. The Italian repeated the record of the Manchester City specialist Josep Guardiola, however. The Spaniard can update his achievement if the English club passes Bayern. It became known how much Bayern fined striker Sadio Mane for a conflict with teammate Leroy Sane after losing the first match of the 1-4 Champions League final with Manchester City, 0:3. The 31-year-old Senegalese will pay Bayern a fine of €350,000, which is a record for the Munich club. Bild reports, No Bayern player has previously paid such a large sum to the club treasury in the form of a fine. For comparison, Frank Ribery was fined €50,000 in 2012 for a clash with Arjen Robben, according to the contract clause. Bayern had the opportunity to punish Maine in the amount of 1 month's salary, €2 million, but the management decided not to apply the maximum punishment to the player. Recall, in addition to the fine, Maine was suspended for 1 match. The wife of the defender of PSG and the Moroccan national team Achraf Hakimi, actress Hiba Abouk, must give the footballer half of her fortune in a divorce. The court ordered the actress to share her available capital with her husband. Considering that all the property and funds of Hakimi are recorded on his mother, $3 million, which are in the accounts of Abouk, the court considered jointly acquired property. Thus, Abouk must pay Hakimi $1.5 million, reports InsideSport.in, earlier. Hiba Abouk intended to receive half of the fortune of the PSG star football player as a result of the divorce, but officially Hakimi has nothing that can be divided. All his money and possessions belong to his mother. Real Madrid striker Karim Benzema entered the field from the first minutes in the second leg of the Champions League quarter-final with Chelsea. The match was Karim's 150th in the tournament. The record holder for this indicator is Cristiano Ronaldo. The Portuguese has played 183 games in the Champions League. Iker Casillas has 177 matches, Lionel Messi has 163, and Xavi has 151.